Imagine climbing up a jagged, wind-swept rock in the middle of the freezing North Atlantic Ocean. You open the heavy iron door of a remote lighthouse, expecting 3 seasoned keepers to greet you. Instead, you are met with suffocating, eerie silence. The clock on the wall has stopped ticking. An overturned chair sits beside the kitchen table. And inside the official logbook, written with a trembling hand, are entries describing a catastrophic, terrifying storm. A storm that locals on the mainland swear never even happened. In December of 1900, 3 men, Thomas Marshall, James Ducat, and Donald McArthur, vanished without a single trace from the Flannan Isles Lighthouse. Over a century later, not a single body has ever been recovered. Welcome to Dark Vault Mysteries. Let's uncover the chilling, unsolved mystery of the Flannan Isles. To understand just how impossible this disappearance truly is, we have to look at the men who were stationed on Eilean Mòr, the largest island of the remote Flannan Isles. James Ducat was the principal keeper, a 43-year-old veteran with over 20 years of lighthouse service. He was known as a calm, highly disciplined family man who never took unnecessary risks. Beside him was Thomas Marshall, the second assistant, aged 28, a former sailor accustomed to brutal weather conditions. And finally, Donald McArthur, an experienced occasional keeper who was filling in for a sick colleague. These were not amateurs easily spooked by isolation. They knew the ocean's fury intimately. Their job was vital, keeping the massive 140,000 candle-power lantern burning to guide ships safely past the treacherous jagged reefs. Everything seemed entirely normal until the night of December 15th, 1900. When the steamship Arctur passed by Eilean Mòr in the freezing darkness, its captain noticed something alarming. The lighthouse beam was completely dead. The island was plunged into pitch darkness.
Due to severe storms, the relief vessel, the Hesperus, could not reach the island until December 26th, the day after Christmas. As the ship approached, relief keeper Joseph Moore stood on the deck, feeling a knot of dread in his stomach. Usually, when the relief vessel arrived, the keepers would hoist a flag on the flagpole and stand waiting on the landing slip with supply carts. But today, the flagpole was bare. No one stood on the dock. No one answered the blast of the ship's horn. Moore climbed the steep 160-step stone path up to the lighthouse compound. When he reached the entrance gate, he found it closed and bolted from the inside. He shouted the names of his friends, but only the echoing cry of seabirds answered him. Upon entering the living quarters, what Moore discovered would puzzle investigators for over 12 decades. The kitchen table was neat, but one chair was tipped over backward on the floor, as if someone had leaped up in a sudden, desperate panic. 2 sets of oilskin waterproof coats and heavy rubber boots were missing from the pegs near the door, meaning one man, Donald McArthur, had rushed out into the freezing winter air in just his indoor clothes and shirt sleeves. Why would a seasoned keeper violate the strict regulation never to leave the lighthouse unattended and rush outside into a lethal winter storm without his coat?
When Captain Harvey and the investigation team examined the official logbook kept by Thomas Marshall, the mystery took a chilling, almost paranormal turn. The entry for December 12th read, "Gale north by northwest, sea lashed to fury, never seen such a storm in 20 years. Marshall then noted something that shocked investigators. James Ducat, the tough, hardened principal keeper, was quiet, and Donald McArthur, known across Scotland as a fierce, fearless brawler, had been crying. Why would 3 rugged men who lived on the sea be brought to tears by bad weather inside a thick, fortress-like stone tower built to withstand cannon fire? The entry for December 13th was even more ominous. Storm continued through the night. Wind shifted west by north. Ducat quiet, McArthur praying. And then came the final haunting entry on the afternoon of December 15th. Storm ended, sea calm. God is over all. Here is the detail that sent chills down the spine of every meteorologist in Scotland. According to weather reports from nearby weather stations and passing ships, There was no gale between December 12th and 15th. The weather around Eilean Mòr during those days was calm. The devastating storm didn't actually hit until December 16th, a full day after the final logbook entry was written.
What truly happened on Eilean Mòr during those fateful days? Over the decades, three main theories have emerged. First, the rogue wave theory. Investigators found severe damage at the western landing slip, over 110 feet above sea level. Iron railings twisted and supply ropes swept away. Did a colossal rogue wave sweep all three men off the cliffs while they tried to secure gear? Second, cabin fever and madness. Did the profound psychological isolation of the island trigger a violent altercation? Did MacArthur or one of the others suffer a psychotic break, leading to a tragic struggle where the bodies fell into the raging Atlantic? And finally, the local folklore. For centuries before the lighthouse was built, Eilean Mòr was considered a haunted island by Scottish shepherds, who refused to spend the night there for fear of ancient spirits. To this day, the lighthouse stands silent against the crashing waves, automated and empty. The secret of Thomas Marshall, James Ducat, and Donald McArthur remains locked beneath the dark, freezing waters. Which theory do you believe explains the vanishing of the Flannan Isles keepers? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this mystery, hit the like button and subscribe to Dark Vault Mysteries for more unsolved true crime investigations every single week. Until next time, stay curious and stay safe.